Today, on the early morning show, hitting below the belt, why women insult to win arguments. Let's cue the rooster and get this show started.
Hey man, if you got something that you believe in and you believe that you can do it and nobody else do, just go for it. It's your life.
My life is moving fast, I gotta slow it down. Yeah, now I got it, they all come around. But when I ain't have it, they nowhere to be found. Yeah, I had to stick with the ones who stay down. And now a lot of people say I changed on them, because I'm whipping in the range on them. I don't think I'm acting different, I just found out that these folks ain't in my interest.
Good morning and welcome to the early morning show. Today we're talking about hitting below the belt while women insult to win arguments. Why is that? Always. So, here I'm going to give you some facts that you can use the next time you get an argument. One thing I want you to think about, and I use this since I was in the 9th grade. When you run into an argument with somebody, a woman or anybody, and they try to influence the negative to come out to you, use this line. I used to tell them back then. See, we're talking about peer pressure. I would tell them, I don't consider you my peer, and I don't succumb to pressure. Now, let's get to the show. So why do women use insults to win an argument? Mainly because it works, ladies and gentlemen. It works. It's worked for them for a long time. Now, they were raised as young ladies to do this. Men use bravado and toughness and strength to win fights and arguments, and women use their mouth to win arguments. So a little girl is raised to use her mouth or strategy and thinking in an argument to win an argument. So when a guy uses his strategy or mouth to win an argument, that normally leads to a fight. Women, that does not. You have women stand and argue with each other for hours. That's why if you have your girlfriend or your wife in a house, she may argue with you for hours. Blah, 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 blah. You were tired of it the first 5 minutes, but it went on all night long until you actually got into a physical altercation. So it's not as much as she's trying to goat you into fighting her. That's just the way she fights. So if you do get into that kind of situation, let me explain to you why she used those insults. Okay? So when a woman talks to you that way, she's not talking to you per se. She's talking in the way she was learned. She's talking to the back of your head, to the back of your mind. See, the human brain can't really filter out those type of insults when it comes from somebody that we love, somebody that we like. So when she says something to you, it bypasses and goes right to the back of your brain, and it makes you question yourself. Listen to me again. It makes you question yourself. When girls talk to other girls and they insult them because they're not in line with the group. So women more in a group or gaggle. So if one's not going to play the game, they'll insult her until she's into the group. Okay, until she comes into compliance. So now, but human nature, like I said before, if somebody you love, like your mother, like your father, like your gym coach, somebody else, if they insult you, the brain is no way of blocking that out. Okay, so you try to seek correction from what they said. Now, if the person was an enemy, you would just blow that off. Hey, they didn't know what the hell they were talking about. So what she's doing is the power of suggestion. So when she's insulting you, it's going to change who you are. That's the power of suggestion. So it's meant to make you critique yourself, to make a change within you. Okay? So the argument is for a reason. So any woman that uses negativity with a guy normally won't use positivity with a guy. So she motivates him the way she wants him to be by using negativity. She can use that same type positivity to get a better guy. There's this famous line that Mike Murdoch has. It's called that a woman can either motivate the king to come out of you or the fool. And so a lot of women choose to motivate the fool to come out a guy. She can't motivate you like you could be better at work. You're so much better than that. You know, you're so smart, that sort of thing. Those particular chicks won't do that. They motivate you to the negative to get what they want out of you. So she knows that you have love her and that you value her opinion. So anybody where you value their opinion, you go along with what they say. Now, that's where you're going to lose the argument. Like I said, when you're a young boy, other boys don't do this. You see, because as soon as a boy insults another boy, there's a fight, somebody gonna get knocked out. Little girls, they insult each other, and the girl comes into compliance. She changes herself. She questions herself. Hey, maybe she knows me better. So let me show you what she's doing when she's insulting you. Now, remember, she's talking to the back of your head. It bypasses your logic center. Somebody might love. You start to question yourself. You start to improve. So she's trying to get you to improve or be under where she can control you. So she says something like, when you're arguing, maybe it's because you're stupid. Okay?
You're watching MNN, the men's channel.
So your brain didn't filter that out. So you're thinking, maybe I am stupid. But let me show you where it's more critical. Because when that girl was with you, when she was dating you, when she moved in with you, when she married you, she knew by watching on the outside of you, told her that maybe you didn't think in life that you were so smart. You told her that. Or that opinion of you came out in the way you acted. So she targeted your weakness for a long time. And she said, hey, maybe it's because you're too stupid. And now you begin to question yourself. Hey, maybe I am too stupid. Now let me show you the inverse of that. If a woman wants to control you, she can say, maybe you're too stupid. But there's always the opposite side. A different woman could try to control a guy. She'll say, hey, maybe it's because you're too smart. She's trying to say that you're too smart for society. Maybe you should act stupid. So she's trying to motivate you to a certain way, but mainly just to win the argument. Okay? Just by critiquing you. Now here's another one. Maybe it's because you're too weak. So as a male, maybe you thought you were too soft. And she picked up on that. Or you might have snuck something out and said something like that. And so now in the midst of an argument to control you, she says, hey, maybe it's because you're too weak. Maybe it's because you're a sissy. Maybe it's because you're a punk. And you know those rest of the words, right? I don't have to go on any further. But she's keying in on something you thought that you needed to change. And so that abruptly either cuts out the argument or incites you to anger. Okay? What do you mean I'm weak? You see? If somebody else said that, you blow it off. Now the inverse of that, another woman who tries to get a guy angry or get him to comply, maybe it's because you're too strong. You act too strong around everybody. Maybe you should just loosen up. You see? So when she targets you, she's targeting you a deficiency, a shortcoming, something you might have not liked about yourself. So if you're not a college-educated man, it does no good for her to say, maybe it's because you're too smart. You see, she would target you, maybe it's because you're not smart enough. That's what a maximum pain is going to cause, because that's coming from somebody you know, somebody you love. People's mothers don't do that to their sons. But to girlfriends, the living girl and the wife, she does that. The same wife that would do that to her husband wouldn't even dare say that to her son because she knew that'd be detrimental. Even if she knew the son was too weak. Even if she knew the son was too strong. She don't use this. But she used that to tear you down. Now, let's go into another one. Words like, maybe you're not man enough. Are the same as the opposite girl. You're too manly. You don't make enough money. Okay? So if you had a problem where you didn't think you was bringing enough money in the home, or you thought she made more money than you, then in an argument, she has noticed for a time that that's your weakness. That's your weakness. That's your weakness. You see? And she used that against you. Maybe you don't make enough money. Maybe you need to get a better job. See, all these things show deficiencies within you to correct you in line to any argument where she wins and to change your behavior in the desired pattern where she wants it. It has nothing to do with the argument. Matter of fact, I don't know too many guys that want to argue with somebody they love. When these women initiate these arguments that last for hours, for days, for sleeping on the couch, for sleeping in separate rooms. Maybe we should separate. Maybe we should never get together. Okay? Another one. Maybe it's because you're too lazy. You see? So she would notice your whole life. You revealed that about yourself or something your friends said about you. Maybe somebody critique you about that, and that's what she hits you with. So tell us what you think about this. Leave your comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and send it to your friends. And next time you win an argument with a girl who so-called says that she loves you, remember this. Anybody who loves you and makes a critique of you, negative or positive, the brain does not filter that out. it goes right to the back of your brain and it starts analyzing you. Okay? In psychology, it starts analyzing you. So if you notice she comes from a place of doing that, next time she gets in an argument with you and she goes for the jugular, maybe it's because you dress like a girl. You see? She knows that affects you. Not you dressing like a girl, but she's saying there's a weakness within you. Now you know you're either dating, living with, or married to a very negative person that can incite you to a riot. Because males respond to criticism with violence. They don't respond to criticism with more criticism. They don't have the wherewithal to stand in, do minuscule, tiny arguments. Okay? They just end stuff quick. Two dudes don't go around saying all day long, I don't like your dress. So understand when she says that to you, she grew up as a little girl, preteen, teenager, to an adult, with other girls saying, I don't like your dress. I don't like your shoes. I don't like your hair. Hey, you don't look so good. Hey, baby, you're ugly. You're too weak. You're too dumb. Maybe it's you're too smart. She regurgitates all this stuff back at you. From the men's channel, from the early morning show, have a great day and watch these chicks. We'll see you again soon.
Living in my own world. 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 Oh, state of mind. California dreaming. State of mind. California scheming. Oh, state of mind. California is the reason for this golden state of mind. State of mind. California dreaming. California scheming. California is the reason for this golden state of mind. Open mind and you'll find what you've been missing. Please don't waste my time and never try to tell me different. There I go again, ignoring my own advice. But take my word for it, man, I've been living nice. Like the bottom of some skis on a January morning. Up in Aspen sipping cocoa. I prefer my women foreign. Don't disturb me if I'm snoring, let me be. Cause you gotta get your rest to be a king. I would not expand your mind, girl, you too fine not to. Don't let me leave with someone